Okay, okay, there we go. Okay, unmuted. I do have the game open. It's just one of those ones that closes itself when you click off of it. And I forgot I was watching something before I started, so I have to put it back on BenQ. I thought it was still there. That's my bad. Come on. There we go. The only thing is I'm a little bit worried about the reading, because I'm losing my voice, but that's okay. That's just because I'm a heavy smoker. My problem. We'll go fast. It says continue, but I've never started it up. Well, I mean, that's a slight lie. I haven't played it at all. I did start it up just to, like, get ready, obviously, for the stream. And that's my first time starting it up. Right now.
在这无上无下、无光无暗的世界里，我们就像是水草一般，或是继续漂浮，或是在某个随机的时刻，与另一片随机的水草相遇。
In this realm without up nor down, without light nor dark, we drift like water weeds, floating along, or perhaps meeting another wandering soul at some random moment. Yeah, okay, I can't, And then reality's fizz spills over, piling up countless bubbles we call happiness. But when those bubbles pop and scatter, what's left behind? But if it were you, if it were us, no longer departing softly, nor turning back to the first page again, maybe what we call eternity is just those pages we turned together, this very moment when you found me. Now I've kept my promise, and you've kept yours. What was that word again? Ah, yes. We met each other halfway. Don't be bashful. Since it's a fresh beginning, someone must break the ice, don't you think? In any case, I'm really grateful that you did take this step. That's exactly why we could meet here, in the Forest of Silver Shallots. And after that, you'll take a second step. When that time comes, I'll accompany you across the boundaries of worlds. Though I can't tell you too much right now, it's a gift after all, and I don't want to ruin the surprise. You'll find out soon enough. Speaking of which, we should get going. Well, we know who you are, but we'll ask anyways. Oh, come to think of it, I haven't introduced myself yet. My name is Lilith, and it's nice to meet you. Lilith. Yes, it's fine if you can't remember. Someday you'll recall everything about me. Where are we going? To the Forest of Silver Shallots, of course. Remember? That was our promise. Though strictly speaking, this promise hasn't been fully realized yet. And on this journey, there are some new variables that need extra attention. Anyway, you just need to enjoy this journey. Leave the rest to me. My head. Are you alright? I'm fine. That's good. The world has been reshaped. It's time we set off. Then, see you in the Forest of Silver Shallots. Oh, I only got to ask 2 questions? Okay. I was hoping to go through them all.
陛下，他们攻进城内了。
Project Morphean Paradox. Paimon. Not the Paimon I know. Your Majesty, they have breached the city. You sit upon your throne. This throne, built of obsidian and twisted iron bones, is as cold as a coffin. You feel like a specimen pinned upon it. No, you are pinned here. Surprised to find yourself here, in this form? This is still the Forest of Silver Shallots. I went through great trouble to keep you here. What's it saying? That's not something a demon lord should ponder. You feel a wave of dizziness, as if the entire hall is trembling slightly. The patterns on the stone pillars beginning to twist and morph. Fortunately, as your loyal subordinate Paimon bows and speaks, the eerie... Where the fuck did I get entire from? The eerie voice vanishes along with the world's anomalies. My god. You immediately return to your role, the Demon Lord Rahabet of the Demon Castle. The soldiers' resistance can no longer form an effective defense line. Hagarty then impatiently swung his sword, the massive blade carving a whistling arc through the air. Let me go and crush them. As their lord, you should make some gesture. Why are there only 2 of you? Where are my 4 heavenly knights? Some reckless ants who don't know when to die. Very well, Hagarty. No need for honor with them. Then why fight at all? Just surrender gracefully? Very well, I guess. I don't need you to struggle between choices, you know? Don't think about anything. Just leave it all to me. And so, your words bypass your mind's folds and twists, sliding into your mouth. Some reckless ants who don't know when to die. The voice rolls from your throat, deep and majestic. Paimon nods slightly, the corners of his mouth curling up with satisfaction. Your Majesty's decision is as wise as the prophecies foretold. Hagarty lets out a disgruntled grunt, but eventually steps aside, his greatsword striking the ground with a dull thud. You rise from your throne. This body is massive and heavy. You feel an unfamiliar power pulsing deep within your veins. Like a second heart, yet not in your chest. It doesn't belong to you, and your body finds it equally foreign. Be grateful. You'll need it. You walk toward the direction of the adventurer's assault. The torches lining the corridor flicker as you pass, casting twisted shadows. You hear distant battle cries, clashing metal, exploding magic. At this moment, who knows how many of your soldiers are being slaughtered by the adventurers. The massive gates ahead burst open, shattering your thoughts. Flames and smoke flood the corridor. You see those shadows. A magic swordsman wielding a rapier, electric arcs dancing in his hand. A girl bearing a massive scythe, her gaze cold as ice. A traitor to the demon race, yet with a gentle and resolute expression. A small researcher with several magic turrets floating around her. A ranger lurking on the outskirts, ready to strike at any moment, and that one in silver armor, unfathomable, and the presence holding the whole team together. Your chest suddenly tightens. You know him well. Voice only, Dark Lilith. Wrong. You know him. Wrong. You don't understand what he's saying at all. Suddenly, the other party stops and turns to face you, blocking the light. You don't know him. Your knowledge of him is limited to a rising star among the humans. Regardless, he grips his sword and walks toward you. And you, Demon Lord Rahabet, are about to face this fated battle. Callan. Demon Lord Rahabet. Before the armored swordsman could close in, the scythe-wielding girl had already dashed to the front like lightning, purple flames burning on her blade. Her eyes are filled with hatred, that hatred so real it almost makes you believe you truly committed some unforgivable sin. But did you? You can't remember. A stray dog who can't even protect her own country and people. I'm far above you. Calm and confident words flow from your mouth. You whip out your massive tail, striking the shaft of her scythe and blocking her slash. Then you grip the scythe shaft tight and hurled her, body and all, through the air. The girl's body slams heavily into a distant stone pillar with a dull thud. She coughs up blood but immediately props herself up on the scythe, taller than herself, her gaze even more manic. I will kill you with my own hands, for my people, for everyone who has perished. Subjects. You suddenly look around. The Demon Lord's castle, once a place of solemn grandeur, has become a living hell. Monster and karmic creature corpses lay tangled like scattered puppets, painting the floor with patterns of still warm crimson. Are they also your subjects? In the instant your mind wandered, Callan's flickering figure vanished from where she stood. The next moment, a deadly glint of cold steel came at you from the flank. Sensing the killing intent, you jerk your head aside and bravely dodge. Callan, fall back. Stick to the plan. Dream chaser, eh? The armored swordsman's voice rang out, and his command immediately reined in Callan's emotions. She gritted her teeth, her figure flickering once more as she retreated to the flank. Just as your intelligence indicated, that armored swordsman is the command tower for these adventurers. Boko, I'll feed my phantoms with your soul. former demon lord gently strokes her birdcage, and tangible shadows pour forth from within, coiling toward you. You took her place among the karmic and enacted the opposite rule. Yet she spoke not out of hatred or resentment, merely stating an established fact. Shameless traitor to your race, your very bloodline is ashamed of you. You scattered the shadows with a swipe of your claw, dark magic exploding in the air. Yet immediately after, chains lash out, trying to pin you in place. Morphean Paradox? Foco, hold him down. Sartre, wait for my signal. The armored swordsman issues orders while charging at you. His movement's not flashy, but every step lands in the most optimal position. You raised your talons to counter, claws met blade in a shower of sparks. Sartre, copy that, target locked. The petite researcher shouted excitedly from afar, the magic cannon beside her adjusting its aim toward you, yet holding fire. She is waiting for her captain to give the signal. A scholar from Veritas, why dabble in such murky waters? What does slaying me have to do with your scrap metal tinkering? Someone like you who's never had a true friend wouldn't get it, would you? Just think of yourself as, a prime experimental specimen offering up your last bit of value to my new invention. A true friend? Now. The moment his order rang out, Sartre's turret erupted with a thunderous roar. The beam tore through the air, striking directly at your face. You raise your hand, a black barrier unfolds before you, but this is only a feint. Talon's figure bursts from your blind spot like a phantom, her scythe aimed straight at the back of your neck. At the same time, Falco's chains sprang from the ground, coiling around your ankles. Under the armored swordsman's command, they executed this complete tactical maneuver. Mere insects. Your tail swept wide, forcing Callan back. Then your claws tore through the chains while the barrier blocked the bombardment. Such tricks were far from enough to deal with you. You lunged toward the armored swordsman. Once this commander was eliminated, they would be nothing but scattered sand. Whoosh. A magic arrow shot toward the empty space 3 body lengths ahead of you, forcing you to halt abruptly and abandon your attack to avoid being pierced. Green. What a pity. Armored swordsman didn't respond. He'd seized the moment, lunging forward to slash at your chest. Morphean Paradox, you could do nothing but watch your companions perish by my hand. You roared furiously, raising your other claw to block the blow head-on. The sound of metal clashing against horn was deafening. At this moment, a flash of silver light struck from the side. It was that seemingly elegant magic swordswoman. Lilith's rapier spun in her hand before thrusting fiercely, not at your vitals, but at the very claw blocking Morphean Paradox's blade. Rapier pierced through your palm. What? Having landed her strike, the magic swordswoman pressed forward another step and slammed her armored shoulder hard. Lilith, well done. The armored swordsman withdrew his longsword, using the gap created when Lilith knocked you back half a step to swing fiercely at your other arm. Never! You blocked the strike with your tail, then reversed your free arm and smashed it toward Morphean Paradox. He raised his sword to block, attempting to deflect your force and counter with a redirected blade. Lilith drew her rapier and spun gracefully, slashing at your chest with astonishing speed. You had no choice but to raise your injured claw once more, meeting her storm of strikes head-on. God, I'm struggling. Clang, clang, clang. Claws and blade clashed several times, each sword strike heavy with force, each claw making the air hum and tremble. I almost said hem and tremble. Green, Callan flank him from both sides. Falco bind his tail. The command was issued once more. Left, right, behind. Attacks coming from every direction. The hardest to deal with were still the armored swordsman and Lilith attacking from the front. One agile and unpredictable, the other powerful and heavy. Their coordination was flawless. Lilith, together. Caught off guard, you took their combined attack head-on. Scales shattered, blood gushing forth. You staggered back a few steps, wiping your palm across the wound. The sticky sensation and warm stench of blood brought an unfamiliar dizziness, yet the fighting spirit and ferocity in your eyes only intensified. I told you, you'd need it. You'll thank me for this. But you can't do that right now anyway. I'll remember it. Well done. Congratulations. you have angered me. Ridiculous schemes, teamwork, friendship, bonds. Do you know why I've no need for such things? That pitch-black power began to boil within your blood. With a flick of your hand, the blood you had just wiped transformed into a pitch-black arrow, hurling toward that annoying ranger. Before the expression could fade from his face, his head burst open with a wet pop, like an overripe watermelon. Red and white matter splattered across the wall behind him. Green! The armored swordsman watched in disbelief as the headless corpse crumbled to the ground. Crumbled? The sudden turn of events made each of them hesitate for just a moment. You wouldn't let this opportunity slip. Leaping high into the air, your body curled into a hard ball, hurtling towards Sartre. At the moment of impact, you unfurled your deadly steel tail and thrust mercilessly at her face. Magic turrets, self-destruct mode. Knowing she couldn't possibly dodge, Sartre made the best decision available to her, instantly detonating all the machines around her. The shockwave had no effect on you, but it successfully blasted her backward out of your attack range. The cost, her small body was now drenched in blood, covered in wounds, and completely unable to fight. Well, Falco rushed to the fallen researcher, checked her wounds, then more an expression of grief. I'm not going to remember how to say it properly, but I think it's close enough. If she doesn't get treatment soon... The great hall fell into a deadly silence, broken only by your heavy breathing. Clenched your fist, the knuckles popping. 4 insects left. Come, let me crush you. Moments later, the battle ended without suspense. These insects did indeed unleash greater power under extreme emotions, but that was as far as they could go. The hall lay in complete devastation. Your enemies all lay upon the cold ground. The princess of a fallen kingdom, the traitorous demon lord, the loyal magic swordswoman. In the end, only the armored figure remained, kneeling with a sword braced against the ground. The silver armor was battered beyond repair, blood seeping through the cracks and staining the ground, yet still standing. You close in step by step, looking down at this mortal who made you taste pain and fury. A rare bit of entertainment, I must admit. Now I shall send you on your way. The armored swordsman doesn't reply. Perhaps he has lost the ability to speak. Through the slits of his visor, those eyes burning with their dying flame stare fixedly at you. You slowly raise your sharp claws, preparing to pierce his heart and end it all. There's no other way. Who's speaking? You glance over. It's that swordswoman sprawled on the ground, the magic blade wielder called Lilith. A crystal vial is hurled, but its target is not you. Curious what trick she might still have, you simply watch in silence. Yep, crack. A crisp, shattering sound rings out and a fierce wind accompanied by thick, light-devouring black mist surges forth from the fragments. You furrow your brow. What's this? Why does it feel so familiar? The moment the mist touches you, you begin to feel unprecedented pain and terror. What's this? Ah! Gone is your domineering composure as Demon Lord. You thrash desperately on the ground, trying to shake off the mist. Along with your consciousness, your body begins to crack and dissolve. No! Amid your agonized screams, you slowly dissolve into a puddle of mist emitting black ichor, gradually losing all consciousness. Not the beginning I expected, that's for sure. No, your consciousness is clearer than ever before. Now you are Morphean Paradox. You look at the black mist and wreckage before you, somewhat dazed. The Demon Lord has been defeated by you all. Defeating the Demon Lord, winning the cheers of the people, isn't that the ideal protagonist? Your whole body goes limp and you collapse to the ground. Lilith, we did it. Green, Sartre, at such a cost. What kind of victory is this? Lilith? No response. The hairs on the back of your neck stand on end without warning, an icy chill racing up your spine. Something is watching you from deep within the dark mist. Sensing something wrong, you look toward where the black mist is gathering in shock. A slender, elegant, graceful figure coalesces within the black mist. It's not Rahabet, rather, it's someone so familiar it defies belief. Then the black mist slowly dispersed, and moonlight poured through the shattered dome upon her visage. A countenance wrought of moonlight and venom, the very image of Lilith, yet wholly other. Her skin was pale to translucence, gleaming with a cold, pearlescent glow beneath the moon, as though never touched by the warmth of the mortal world. She raised her hand, admiring her own slender, pallid fingers. Then she laughed softly, bearing fangs of unnatural sharpness. She laughed softly, her gaze sweeping over your fallen companions. You couldn't read her thoughts. You could only force yourself to rise once more, leveling your blade at her. What are you? She didn't answer, only lifted her chin with cold indifference, like a goddess descending from a sacred altar. You feel a dangerous power gathering behind you, taking form. You seem to know what will happen next. Falco, hurry and...
勇者，
Hero. She doesn't even look at the oncoming attack, only turning her head toward you. As if calmly accepting what's about to happen, an infinitely warm smile slowly blooms across Falco's
这一
face.
次，
This time, I'll never forget everyone again. Don't. A series of dull thuds as flesh is pierced. Falco's body is impaled by countless dark spikes, sent flying backward and pinned firmly to the pitch-black wall of the Demon Lord's castle. Falco, Callan. She endured the pain and yanked the spike from her shoulder, about to charge forward, when the next dark shadow pierced through her chest. The perpetrator tilts her head slightly, her voice carrying an innocent cruelty. How pathetic, broken already.
就坏掉了。
Stop wearing Lilith's face, you monster. God, you roar, using the last of your strength to swing your sword. Yet this newborn creation merely tilts her head slightly, effortlessly dodging the blow, and extends a finger to lightly touch your helmet. She gazed down upon you with contempt, tilting her head ever so slightly. Her earrings swayed, its shadow writhing as though possessed of life.
怪物，
Monster? You gripped your sword tight, throat bobbing as you swallowed blood, like a wolf pinned by a spear, still trying to tear out the hunter's throat. A glimmer of curiosity kindled in her eyes, then gave way to
还
knowing.
是选择了。
So you've chosen blank after all. This place is the blank of
我
blank.
只是
Am I merely blank? Her fingers upon the helm traced its contours, slender digits gliding slowly downward along the blood, an elusive tenderness flickering within her gaze. In that single instant, like a climber seizing a rope thrown down, you grasp this sliver of a chance for revenge. The blade in your hand pierces through the chest of the monster before you. Faced with such unexpected defiance, she regarded you with puzzlement, as a child might. And then she smiled. I see.
就
Then,
想逐梦
the Morphean
之间
Paradox,
从之
the
死
Forest of Silver Shallots, offer them all to me. Yeah. Ahahaha. Her finger presses down, and your body begins to crumble. Sharp pain conducts through your limbs. From the point she touches, cracks spread like a spider's web. The armor dissolved first into silvery dust, followed by flesh and bone. All that once blazed with life crumbled apart beneath the gentle pressure of her fingertip. In the instant everything crumbled away, each speck of dust transformed into deep crimson petals, drifting through the air. Those petals are edged with gilded light, like all your warm imaginings of your companions, and all the tender words left unspoken. All of it drifts silently away beneath the cold moonlight. She waits quietly for you to completely dissipate, withdrawing her hand as a single petal falls into her palm. She lowers her gaze and discovers the petal still retains the warmth of your blood on its inner side, like a heart refusing to die, trembling faintly in her hand for an instant before finally turning to ash.
明明可以，
It was possible. Always. Then let me find you
那就
once
让我
more.
来再次找到你吧。
You open your eyes. Before you is the familiar
你并不熟悉，
cylinder.
我希望你知道这一点。
No, you're not familiar with it. I want you to know that.
这一次的
Anyway,
旅途
this journey has come to an
就
end.
到此
What do
结
you
束
think about it?
你
I'm
对
too
此
tired, I just want to rest.
是怎么
So
想的
close,
呢？
I'm not satisfied. This failure was part of the plan. Okay, I can't just press 3.
原来
So you've been holding back all along, and this time, we still don't know what that dark mist in the bottle actually does. Can't let our guard
不
down.
能再掉以轻心。
Maybe I'll take it seriously this time. I don't want to. Maybe I'll take it seriously. So specifically, you mean, I wish to have great strength, I wish to have eloquent speech, I wish to have nimble agility, clever mind, robust body, I wish to have unwavering resolve. Is this like the character creator, you know, like setting stats and shit for the Morphean Paradox? I feel like it might be. Let's go with eloquent speech. Yeah. Okay, attribute up. A social expert is it. From the blank void came the sound of pages turning, followed once more by that gentle voice with its rising intonation. Your resolve has been set. But this time, what do you wish to pursue? The art of winning hearts, the mysteries of magic, justice in the shadows, faith and hope? With the art of winning hearts. Art and heart. More charisma. Bloodshed is not the only way to resolve conflict. Careful thought and eloquent words are deadly weapons too. Mighty force is the stepping stone to victory. Along your journey, you'll witness new vistas and meet companions you can trust. And of course, you'll run into some rather troublesome foes. If you faced a powerful enemy, what would you do? Attack directly, scout in stealth, try to avoid the enemy, try to persuade them. I guess trying to avoid them is what we would usually do. Power down. Avoiding unnecessary battles. The situation takes a dire turn. The enemy's power exceeds your imagination, and you're gravely wounded. In that moment, the gods hear the cry from within your heart. To defeat them, you must offer something you already possess as a sacrifice to the gods. What will you choose? Mighty power, a healthy body, friends and loved ones, a clever mind. A healthy body? Agility and constitution, I'm assuming. Looks like you'll have to take your medicine on time now. Next, your appearance. Race, human, face shape, round face, eyes, almond eyes, nose, high-bridged nose, mouth, cherry lips, ears, small ears, tail, no tail, wings, no wings, voice, calm, hairstyle, layered, short hair. Let's check some of this out, I guess. Elf, dwarf, beast folk, winged folk, vampire, goblin. Anything else you want to adjust? I think I'm gonna go with goblin. Are you really going to pick this one? Don't tell me you're planning to clear out real goblins to kill them for leveling up. Branch unlocked. Anything else you want to adjust? Bob cut, long bangs, straight hair, ponytail, twin tails. Be a little bald goblin. A warrior. This is a warrior's hairstyle. I can almost see your power level skyrocketing as our power level's been reduced to begin with. Oh my god. Heart-shaped face, square, oval, oblong. Let's go with square. Anything else? Face shape already. Eyes, phoenix, round, peach blossom, shifty. Unique taste. Is this some kind of disguise strategy? Yeah, anything else you want to adjust? Nose, petite, aquiline, bulbous, Greek, upturned. We'll stick with hybrid, I guess. Mouth, full lips, thin lips, smiling lips, plump lips, heart-shaped lips. Let's go with smiling lips. 50 eyes and a smile. No matter what difficulties you face, always keep smiling. All on a beautiful bald goblin. Change voice. Cute, rugged, gentle. We'll stick with calm. I feel like nothing has really changed. How could that be? Smart people always notice what sets them apart, you know? Indeed, come to think of it, there are some differences. Stop joking around. Do you take me for some vain emperor? I mean, right? Got charisma up. Anything else you want to adjust? Awesome. That's fine. From the void comes a cute murmuring voice, seemingly surprised by your choice, before falling silent once more. After an unknown amount of time, the voice sounds again. My mission is also coming to an end. Until we meet again. That familiar figure gradually fades, dissolving into rippling waters. Then the world turns white, and you fall from the sky to the earth. Save complete. You opened your eyes. Framed in your vision was an irregular patch of sky, cut by coarse cloth, with clouds drifting past in an unnaturally sluggish manner. I don't know when I can access the pause menu. I don't think I can. In the cramped space, the reek of rotting flesh hit like needles in your eyes, and tears welled up to spite yourself. Your ears were filled with the droning buzz of swarming flies, rising and falling like an endless tide. A heavy weight pressed in from both sides. You felt yourself lying atop something soft, something with long, slender limbs. The curve of those bent joints seemed to maintain some final posture. No. What something? These were corpses. Beneath you, beside you, in every inch of space your eyes could reach, corpses piled high, all shapes and sizes. The cart continued to jolt forward, and with each sway, those long, cold limbs swayed gently along with it, like some silent, massive chorus. Keep observing the sky, try to turn your head for fresh air, force your arm free. Force our arm free. The sensation of being crushed by layers of bodies was maddening. Gritting your teeth, you strained to wrench your buried body free from the pile of corpses. With a snap, your right arm jerked free. Almost simultaneously, another cold, limp thing was pulled out along with it, dangling limply before your eyes. It was a human hand, long since stiffened. Your senses gradually sharpened, and that persistent, swaying sensation crept over you. Yes, you realized you were lying in a cart. A cart filled with corpses, no less. With another jolt, the pressure from both sides intensified.
你还好吗?
Another corpse? Are you okay? I don't think I'm okay. I've never been better. Who's talking to me? Yeah, who's talking to me? Wait, who's talking to me? Are you in this pile of corpses? Are you already dead? Breathing is a bit difficult, what with this friend's boot sole pressed against my face. Hey, mind shifting your arm? It's squashing my lungs here. You're not dead? How did you end up here? Long story, not in the mood to explain. Since you're awake, want to play a game? Guess which will happen on the next bump? Will this friend on top of me slide off? Or will the one beside you give you a hug? You felt a wave of dizziness. Why was the corpse talking to you? Maybe you've been dead all along. Just a thinking corpse, haha. Oh no. Something popped up and I clicked on it. I guess it was like a fast forward. Ah, fuck, and I forgot to read that. Okay. My bad. That was unfortunate. Didn't we already coat them with lime? Animals won't touch them. Probably just the stripped armor clinking together and heard a noise. We've already lined up buyers, right? Of course. These are rare intact goods this time. Everyone's scrambling for them. No trouble selling at all. And in the armor, we're gonna make a killing. If the king hadn't insisted on a head-on clash with the Demon Lord's army, there wouldn't be so many dead. Ah, forget it. At least it gave us a chance to get rich. If you ask me, getting out of Marigold Town is the only real way out. You said it. One more haul and we should have enough to head back home. Speaking of which, it was strange. Why couldn't we strip the armor off that last corpse we loaded? Maybe there's some kind of magic on it. We'll figure it out when we get there. Worst case, we'll just saw it into pieces and sell those. Sounds like they're talking about you, haha. If this cart actually reaches its destination, well, who knows what'll happen next. Jump off the cart, the thought flashed through your mind. But could you really slip away unnoticed from a jolting court? What the fuck? Cart piled with corpses. Agile, 50%. Listen to the conversation a little longer. Let's listen a little longer. Now's not the time. You need to get more information. The black mist is spreading faster and faster, and there are more monsters around too. I came to Marigold Town because I heard it was safer than the front lines. What rotten luck. Look on the bright side. There are more ways to make money here, right? You can sell anything. That guy in armor. Maybe we can sell him armor and all to Veritas. Good for testing their newly developed weapon. Same old routine. The fresher ones go to that nutcase priest at Isaiah's place. The rotten ones to the Royal Medical Academy. When I came to Griffin, I never thought I'd turn into a ghoul. Can't help it. That's just how things are. Did you hear? The king's raising taxes again. Again? They're treating us like demons. Keep it down. We're almost there. Don't let anyone hear that. Looks like we're almost at our stop. This short trip wasn't half bad. But even if the view from the canopy is nice, you get tired of it after a while. Want to get off? Get off. That's right. But you don't understand a word those two are saying. Black Mist, Marigold Town, Veritas, Isaiah. You can't find any of these words in your memory. And this corpse. You're starting to wonder if you've gone crazy. What was that red thing that popped up before? Grit your teeth, listen to their conversation a bit more. Okay, the chance did not go up. It's still 50%. Check result 12. Hey, success. You have to find a way off this cart. You don't want to be sliced up like sashimi by these two. Another corpse. Got it. Time to jump off the cart, right? For some reason, the other corpse's voice sounded oddly cheerful. You struggle up from the cold pile of corpses and seize the moment when the cart jolts violently over a stone to leap off. This cart's such a wreck. A single rock makes it shake like this. If it works, it works. Who cares if it's old? Anyway, we're almost home. You roll a few times across the muddy ground and finally crash into a dense thicket by the roadside. The heavy armor digs into you painfully. Sometimes this iron shell doesn't protect you at all. After the pain subsides a bit, you stand up and start walking unsteadily. You have no clue about your past, so you just follow the cart tracks aimlessly, searching for a past you're not even sure exists. But no matter what, you have to try to go back to where they found you. Maybe when you find that place, you'll know who you are and why you ended up here. Lost in such wishful thinking, you failed to notice the forest's warning. A crude weapon thrust in your face snapped you back to reality. You turned to face the green-skinned creatures before you. You can't make out their guttural speech, but your instincts faithfully relay the hostility radiating from these creatures. Looks like your childhood is over. Oh, goblins. Are these goblins? So many of them. This could be tricky. You walk so fast, I almost couldn't keep up. By the way, this is your first fight, right? Let me fill you in on some things to watch out for. Keep an eye on your condition during battle. Whether you lose your life or your sanity, you'll be devoured. This isn't a game. Okay. Cooling down. After own action ends, apply vigor to the next friendly unit about to act, lasting until end of target's turn. 50% chance to gain attack increased by 5%. Damage type physical, shadow pierce. Launch an attack on the target, dealing physical damage equal to 100% attack. The ally with the lowest HP recovers HP equal to 30% of damage dealt. Magitech circuit. Select the target and concentrate magic particles to bombard it, dealing magic damage equal to 200% attack. Select an ally. Target recovers sanity equal to 100% of sanity consumed by this skill, and their attack and speed are increased by 10%. Bide one's time. Adjust formation. Attack power 31. When attacked, 40% chance to counterattack, dealing physical damage equal to 70% attack. When parry triggers, all allies recover HP equal to 50% of counterattack damage. Attack the target twice with the magic sword. First attack deals physical damage equal to 60% AP. Second attack deals magic damage equal to 60% AP. Select an ally, placing them in protected state and applying Purify. Well, both gain attack bonus equal to 20% of each other's base attack for 3 turns. Also, when the target is attacked, it may trigger parry counterattack. Counter trigger chances based on parry level. Lilith launches a swift thrust at enemies, dealing physical damage equal to 50% attack to all targets within range. Also applies bleed to them for 2 turns. Let's try this out. Okay, still lower, 1925. Stealth. They're both stealth. So I can't attack them. Well, might as well. Come on, you bastards.
下一个是谁呢？
Nice. Oh, it's Lilith's turn first. Oh, intimidated status, cannot use this skill. Bide one's time. Okay, he's back in stealth, damn it. Attribute modify 1 layers last 1 turn. Pacified 35 layers last 2 turns. Can't do anything. That wasn't too bad. The mysterious girl you'd mistaken for a corpse gracefully sheathed her sword. It's because whenever I'm reading, I'm always looking at the words ahead as I'm getting ready to say the things I'm reading out. So I stumble over my words a lot because I'm dicking myself over, I guess. In this 2-on-2 encounter, you clearly had the upper hand.
两位冒险者大人，是我们有眼不识泰山。
Sorry, I had to send a message. You adventurers, we had no idea who we were dealing with. Quietly, this woman, did we pick her up? The soldier beside him jabbed him with an elbow. All the profits from this cargo are yours. Please, spare our lives. You were about to ask something when the girl beside you gave your cloak a gentle tug. Looks like we've caught the monster's attention. These goblins are way tougher than those 2 soldiers. Following her gaze, you spotted several dark figures creeping closer from the dense forest nearby. Please save us, those monsters, they'll eat us alive. If you left these 2 soldiers here to flee on their own, they'd probably die in this forest, wouldn't they? Leave, they deserve it. Consider, fight together. More experience, right? Branch unlocked. Show some compassion, might as well. Even though they were going to chop me up, I guess. Your thoughts were still a mess, but you had no interest in watching people get torn apart and devoured by monsters right before your eyes. Your eyes settle on the sword hilt at your waist, and a fierce hunger for battle stirs from somewhere deep inside. Maybe you were actually a hidden master? Stand up if you want to live. So are we fighting with them? Where are they? Whatever. Damage equal to 200% attack. Yeah, it's our turn, okay. I can only... I see. I'm just dumb. We'll be fine. No attackable target within range, and that's cooling down. Oh, it's just a skill, like it's not something we can actually select. Okay. 250% attack to all targets within range. God damn it. I just want to attack. Well. 2 more rounds. Oh wait, this is Lilith. But we still are not in range. Intimidated state. Oh my god. Rough. Which one is the intimidated state even? Still intimidated. Can she attack him now? Nope. I'm still intimidated. There we go. Protect. Hell yeah. With your coordinated assault, the last goblin crashed heavily to the ground. If you two hadn't stepped in, we'd already be dead at the claws of these beasts. After we finish our business, see you in Marigold Town. We'll repay you properly. This place is dangerous. We'll take our leave first. The 2 soldiers scrambled onto the carriage and whipped the horses without looking back, fleeing from this dangerous place. The goblins followed the scent here. You recognized her, or rather, recognized that voice. The corpse who had squeezed into the pile of bodies with you, saying things that made no sense. Are you okay? She looked you up and down, her eyes filled with genuine warm concern. Nothing like a stranger meeting someone for the first time. Unfortunately, your mind was blank. You couldn't recall anything about her. I'm fine, but you... Following your gaze, the girl wiped her cheek. It's not my blood. The grime on her cheek wiped away, those bright red eyes smiled at you. Lost? Rather than being lost, you simply had no idea where you were supposed to go. You don't want to stay here and get turned into sashimi by goblins, do you? Why sashimi? You shook your head. You definitely didn't want to become sashimi. Then come with me to the nearby town first. We can figure things out there. With your mind a complete blank, maybe you really did need someone to lead the way out of this dangerous place. Besides, faint rustling sounds seemed to be coming from deep in the forest. Agree. Thanks, I'd appreciate it. I don't want to travel with a stranger. We'll agree. It's Lilith. You quickly left this bloody place. Before long, the outline of a town appeared ahead, and there were more people on the road. The streets... Save complete. The streets bustled with people, the air thick with the pungent mix of horse manure, baking bread, cured leather, and cheap spices. The bakery owner nearby pushed out a batch of freshly baked flatbread, the rising steam making you involuntarily step back. This is Marigold Town. Oh no, I completely forgot to introduce myself. My name is Lilith. Can you tell me yours? The twin-tailed girl tilts her head, watching you. A breeze sweeps past, and her silver hair, laced with sunlight, dances in the wind. Your heart suddenly began pounding, your mind in chaos. Your name? Good question. You couldn't remember anything. Maybe you got knocked around in that cart. But deep in your mind, some word seemed to be faintly echoing. Morphean Paradox. Is that what it was called? The mysterious girl who introduced herself as Lilith is still watching you with a smile. Will you tell her your name? I am the Morphean Paradox. I am blank. Why would I tell you my name? Blank obviously will tell her. The words slipped out, though you didn't know what they meant. Morphean Paradox? That doesn't sound like a name. Seeing that you hadn't spoken for a while, Lilith just smiled and shrugged. It's fine. We'll have plenty of chances to get to know each other. For example, you could tell me about your past, your family, or why you came to Marigold Town. A buzzing swelled in your mind, and Lilith's voice faded into the distance, growing ever more faint. Your past. Yes, who exactly are you? And why are you here? You couldn't remember anything, yet everything around you felt strangely familiar. And this girl before you, you should be wary of a stranger, yet you couldn't help but think about and respond to her questions. As if you had always done so, naturally, instinctively. You look like an adventurer too? Lilith's voice briefly pulled you out of your thoughts. Confess your own loss of memory. You are indeed an adventurer. Let's be honest. I don't remember. I don't remember anything. I don't know who I am, and I've forgotten my past. Memory loss? That's pretty common among adventurers. Morphean Paradox. That's the only thing I remember. Morphean Paradox. Maybe you should find them. That might help you remember who you really are. Lilith suddenly leaned closer and lowered her voice. Or maybe you are the Morphean Paradox? You're just remembering yourself. You were so close that you could almost hear her heartbeat. Her light crimson eyes were strikingly bright in your vision. You wanted to tell her everything about yourself, but right now you were just an empty shell. Just then, you felt yourself shoved aside by brute force. Flustered male adventurer? No, I already said no. Irritable female adventurer? Didn't you promise to buy me a new sword once this commission paid out? The reward from our last job went straight to apologies. Don't tell me you forgot burning down that farmer's field. That was an accident. Forget it. What about the money we saved up before? You said you didn't want to keep staying at inns, so I found a place on the outskirts. A man and woman walked past you. Your gaze fell on the huge backpack strapped to the man's back. Must have been him who bumped into you. You were about to call out to them when a small voice interrupts you. Timid female adventurer. Sorry, so sorry. They're my friends. They were rushing to a commission and didn't notice you. I apologize on their behalf. You noticed a petite girl almost hidden behind a massive bundle. She looked nervous, avoiding your gaze. We should go. I'm really sorry. She gave you an apologetic nod, then jogged off after the bickering pair ahead. Your gaze followed the departing trio. They wore leather armor and had weapons at their waists. Isn't that woman quite cute? Deny, only observing their attire. Deny, you're cuter. Admire, really quite cute. Yeah, you're cuter, Lilith. No, you're cuter. Lilith clearly didn't expect you to say that. She widened her eyes in surprise. You can't just say things like that. Still, I'll take that as a compliment. Judging by their direction, they're probably heading to the service center. Where the hell are we now? Let me think. It's a place that manages guilds and posts quests. Guild? Only registered adventurers who've joined a guild can make a living hunting monsters. Adventurers gather together, become companions, support each other, advance together, and overcome all obstacles. That's what the service center posters say. The relationship looks pretty good, doesn't it? Companions, huh? You silently repeated those words in your mind. Your eyes rest on the street. The crowd has indeed many adventurers, occasionally bursting into hearty, honest laughter. You can't help but wonder, did you once have companions like this too? Now that you've disappeared, are they worried about you? Maybe they're out looking for you right now. For a moment, you felt the urge to learn everything about your surroundings. Suddenly you wanted to know, where in this world are you? How are you supposed to survive? I'd like to look around nearby. Wander around? But of course. What is it? Go to the bakery, chat with the owner, head to the street corner, chat with the soldiers, notice board, check the flyers on the wall. You approach the wall, covered with old, tattered newspapers. The text had been washed away by rain, making it hard to read. Leaning in for a closer look, the only legible thing left was a freshly posted wanted notice. The wanted notice bore a blurry photo of a girl with long white hair and pale violet eyes. Karen Scarlet. Below in small print it says, oh, Callan. So it's Karen? Callan is Karen? I'm gonna just keep calling her Callan. Highly dangerous. If you have any leads, please contact the nearest Griffin soldier. Your gaze shifted to another paper beside it, with Church of Isaiah written in large, ornate calligraphy. It seemed to urge people to follow in the goddess's footsteps, ending with, "The goddess's radiance shall forever guide humanity." Isaiah's propaganda posters are everywhere, aren't they? Isaiah? You seem to have heard those words on the carriage, too. Something about buying corpses was related to them. The fresh ones. The biggest religious group in the Forest of Silver Shallots. They worship the goddess Isaiah and send priests into town now and then to spread the faith. I'm not particularly interested in those. Nothing worth examining farther. Let's go somewhere else. Bakery. The bakery door is wide open. Behind the counter, a man was using a wooden paddle to turn the bread on the baking tray. Seeing someone come in, he glanced up, but his hands never stopped working. What can I get for you two? You paused to think. Your outfit did stick out a bit in a bakery, so you found a quiet corner to stand in. Easy, have you seen me before? Check result is 56 failure. Before you could respond, your armor accidentally knocked over a nearby shelf. The freshly arranged wheat cakes were about to scatter all over the floor. Easy, oh my god, catch the wheat cakes. Well, I'm a clumsy fucking bastard. You failed to catch the overturned tray, and the still steaming wheat cakes scattered onto the street. Damn it, you food-wasting tin can! The owner threw down what he was holding and rushed up to you. You adventurers, barging through town recklessly all day long. Forget it, for the sake of all those monsters you've slain. Get going, stop blocking my business. You and Lilith were shooed out onto the street by the owner. Looks like you didn't get the answers you were hoping for. But that armor of yours is pretty eye-catching. If you'd lived in Marigold Town before, people would probably recognize you, right? Indeed, although there are many adventurers on the street, you haven't seen anyone wearing armor quite as full coverage as yours. Anything else you want to see? So can I try and apologize? Or is it just trying again? It's just trying again. Oh, success. The owner looked you up and down for a while, then frowned and shook his head. I've got the best memory on this street. I remember exactly who bought what and how much bread. Especially someone your size. If you'd been here before, I'd definitely remember. Before you can get a word out, he flicks his wrist with practiced ease, flipping the bread perfectly on the tray. I bet you and the young lady are adventurers, aren't you? Young lady. A lot of people don't like you adventurer types. Think you're just troublemakers with too much energy swinging swords around. But I actually admire you. Thanks to them fighting those bizarre creatures every day, my little shop can stay open in peace. I don't expect those Griffin soldiers to handle many problems. Griffin soldiers? See those two standing over there by the street? Following the owner's gaze, you saw two soldier-like figures leaning against the corner across the street, each holding a wine bottle, faces flushed red. Those two are just useless drunkards. The capital recently sent over an officer named Ronnie. I hear he's really strict. He should send these two off to the mines. The owner deftly sliced the bread. Maybe they'd actually be useful there. You and Lilith left the bakery empty-handed. Lilith looked at you and suddenly broke into a smile. I didn't expect anyone would ask that kind of question right off the bat. Have you seen me before? Lilith laughed harder and harder, her hair bouncing with her shaking shoulders, her eyes curving into thin crescents. Sorry. Anything else you want to see? Head to the street corner, chat with the soldiers, the drunkards. Near the wall by the street, two men dressed like soldiers were holding bottles of liquor, boasting about their heroic battles against monsters. You studied their attire. It looked increasingly familiar. Wasn't that the same uniform the two cart drivers wore? Damn, could they be working together? Either way, first find out where their headquarters is. Perhaps you could go investigate yourself. Perhaps the clues to what you lost before waking lie hidden there. Excuse me, you thought about how to phrase your question. Headquarters? That word didn't seem quite right. Excuse me, could you point us toward the Silver Griffin camp in Marigold Town? Right, camp. That's the word you were looking for. The two soldiers, faces flushed red, let their eyes wander between the two of you for a while before waving you off dismissively. Shoo. Don't interrupt our drinking. I'm one of Deputy Ronnie's subordinates, and I just unlocked. I have some intel. I just want to ask how to join you guys. Oh, because probably we can try again, and it's locked. If we fail, you deliberately straighten your back and tighten your cloak. According to the bakery owner's description, Ronnie should be a rather strict and rule-abiding fellow. The two soldiers in front of you go pale, hurriedly hiding their bottles behind them. You were one of Deputy Ronnie's subordinates? I heard that Four Eyes has indeed been sending people around to patrol lately. They just came from the capital, so it's normal they don't know the way. You maintain a composed posture, waiting for the two soldiers in front of you to answer your question. Just at that intersection. Turn left and head out of town. You'll get there soon. Nice. You nod, squeezing out an from your throat. Please put in a good word for us with Deputy Ronnie, if we could be skipped for this campaign. Or just take this guy to the front lines. I'll stay in town and protect the residents. Hey, you jerk. The two soldiers suddenly start arguing, while you, having gotten the information you needed, leave the street corner without looking back. Looks like their relationship isn't that great either. Want to check out other places? Nothing else, I guess. You shake your head, nothing worth paying attention to here. Seeing your frustration, Lilith smiles and pats your shoulder. There are still many places we haven't seen. Maybe we could take a walk somewhere farther. Lilith's right. You should check out other places. Maybe something will jog your memory. Or gather more information. If someone could recognize your gear. Scrawny man. Sir, I can tell from a distance that you're extraordinary. A man in a long robe suddenly emerges mysteriously from the crowd, blocking your path with an eager tone. Especially this sword. Your gaze falls on the iron sword at your waist. No patterns or gems, and it's even a bit rusty. But you just used it in a battle. Well, maybe your combat skills have nothing to do with the quality of your weapon. Still, this is an opportunity. Ask this man, have you seen me before? Have you seen my sword before? The scrawny man's eyes lock onto the iron sword at your waist as he nods emphatically. Of course, this is, the most common iron sword in Marigold Town. The trendiest style among adventurers. Many swordsmen want to get their hands on a fine sword like this. But your sword, it's suffused with... The man tenses his face and makes exaggerated expressions, then finally shakes his head vigorously. An ominous aura. But don't worry, we happen to have holy water that can purify anything. Just hand me your sword, and I'll have it cleaned up in no time. The man chatters endlessly in your ear, while your stomach growls at an inopportune moment. His eyes dart, and he quickly pulls out a piece of bread from his bag. Fresh from the bakery. You must be hungry. Have something to eat. The faint weed aroma from the street moments ago is now amplified. Since waking up among a pile of corpses and traveling all the way here, you haven't eaten anything. You look at that golden, brilliant bread, almost imagining its soft texture as you bite into it. Refuse, I'm not that hungry. Agree, take the bread. Let's try and refuse. Since we have willpower to try. Hey, success! Think carefully. How risky is it to accept food from a stranger you just met? I can't accept your food. You refuse the temptation like a resolute adult. The scrawny man looks disappointed, and for some reason, a pang of guilt flashes through your heart. You never want to see disappointment from others directed at you. You don't reach out. The man's hand hovers in the air for a moment before he finally puts the golden bread back in his pocket. It's nothing. Maybe it just wasn't to your taste. But I truly have your best interests at heart. These are troubled times, and the Church of Isaiah has been doing everything in its power for humanity's survival. That's precisely why I wish to help you, but I'm a goblin. I trained at the Holy Radiance Academy. I can see dark energy clinging to your sword. Might be the Dark Mist. Yes, that's it. You know how terrible that stuff is. Once you're infected, you're dead for real. Cold as stone. Then those corpse collectors prowling the streets will snatch your body and sell it off. The man rambles on quite a bit, but you only catch the last part. So those two who stuffed you into the cart at the beginning were actually corpse collectors? Seeming to understand your concerns, the man rummages through his bag again, finally producing a sparkling crystal. I'll leave this crystal representing my ecclesiastical position as collateral and as proof of my noble character. You take the crystal he hands you. Stone surely can't cause any more trouble, right? Easy, examine the crystal. Check result 24, success! You held the crystal up to examine it. Through the transparent stone, you could see a pattern you noticed earlier on the bulletin board. This seems to be some kind of symbol of the Isaiah faith. You hold the crystal up close to examine it. The earlier sparkle now looks quite ordinary. The crystal's surface is rough and uneven, its color patchy, mottled with varying shades of gray. You ran your thumb across it, feeling its rough, angular texture and the friction against your skin. The crystal the man gave you doesn't look like anything valuable. It even appears somewhat crude. The man before you in his ill-fitting robe didn't look very trustworthy. On closer inspection, the church emblem pinned to him looked rather crooked. You really don't get what's worth scamming about this rusty iron sword at your waist. You slowly reach for the sword at your waist, but feel someone tugging on your cloak. It's Lilith. She watches you with a worried expression while the man waits quietly for your response. What to do? Should you hear what Lilith has to say? Let's hear her out. Lilith pulls you aside. I can sense some kind of magic on this crystal, though it's probably not any precious treasure. But that sword doesn't look like anything good either. Doesn't look like anything good? Realizing she's gotten a bit emotional, Lilith clears her throat and lowers her voice. Fine, not anything good. Suit yourself. It's your sword anyway. You have the right to decide what happens to it. Lilith seems a bit upset. You can't figure out why she's suddenly talking like this. Sir, have you really not made up your mind? This is holy water from a holy radiance mountain. With it to cleanse your sword, it'll definitely be restored to its former glory. If I hadn't seen such a magnificent adventurer about to fall into danger, I'd never waste holy water on something like this. The man looked deeply moved, his words earnest. You could even see tears welling up at the corners of his eyes. Impossible. Plus 100%. Oh my god, heard Lilith speak, made the right call on the crystal. Okay, awesome. Refuse. I can't give you my sword. 37. Obviously a success with 205%. Thanks for the kind offer, but there's no need. You spot someone looking at the street corner nearby, watching you. Why, sir? I was only thinking of you. Burly man, why are you still wasting time? You idiot, we've been spotted. Sure enough, seeing you put away your sword, the man who was watching from the corner immediately stepped out and stood behind his companion. While you were still sizing up the man's muscles, the bald guy had already raised his fist. At the same time, you heard the sound of metal being drawn. Don't forget, I'm a swordswoman too. Draw a sword, you've finally shown your true colors. You were so patient talking to me for so long. You've finally shown your true colors. Oh, okay. They look the same. Okay, what do we got here again? Oh shit. Aha. Looks like we've really been underestimated. Well, oops. Might as well since it's got a long cooldown. Damn it. Bully the weak. Weakness. Oh no, I did the wrong one. That's okay. Weird. We'll just get rid of him. Not bad. What's it saying? No attackable targets. Oh, right. So dumb. Help us, Lilith. Hell yeah. She's got a good parry chance. I love it. I knew this guy was trouble. Change of plans. Retreat. The men posing as Isaiah devotees let out pathetic yelps and vanished into a nearby alley in a flash. Bruh. You tried to catch up, but they clearly knew Marigold Town streets better and quickly vanished into the depths of the alley. That guy was obviously a repeat offender. You glanced again at the slightly rusted iron sword at your waist, still couldn't figure out what made it so special. But considering how well it handled, you decided you'd treasure it for a while. Made some new thoughts. You wearily leaned against the slightly cold wall. With everything that's happened, you feel even hungrier now. A piece of bread was offered to you. You must be hungry, right? Actually, I bought some bread too. You reached out and took the bread. Even though you've just met, you somehow feel a natural sense of trust toward Lilith. Trust her and trust everything she offers you. Through the gap in your helmet, you put the bread in your mouth. It was just as sweet and soft as you imagined. Chew, chew, chew. Feeling better now? You seem livelier than before. More energetic? Really? You don't know how Lilith could tell through your helmet. How about we head to the service center? I'll help you register as an official adventurer first. Then we can figure out how to find some work. Indeed, figuring out your current situation is more important than some sword. Alright, we're going to take just a quick little break here since it's been a bit over an hour. I'm just going to go have a quick little snack and stuff, yeah. Well, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, well, my bad. Anyways, we're taking a quick little break. Yeah, so we'll be back in just a few minutes. Yeah. There we go. This one, this, and then... There we go. Go check out the military camp. Very easy. There seems to be something in that alley. Go check out the Guild Services Center. Check result 80. Failure. He stepped into the pitch dark alley. Alley. God. A stark contrast to the bustle outside. The walls were slick with moss and cardboard boxes lay piled everywhere. Well, nothing special here. You and Lilith returned to the street. Let's try again. Check result 13. Success. You walk toward the rather dark alley, pitch black and gloomy, completely different from the bustle outside. The walls were covered with damp moss and cardboard boxes were piled everywhere. And there was a package. Huh? This package looks familiar. Where have I seen it before? You also felt like you'd seen this package somewhere, until a familiar conversation drifted from the street corner. This is all the materials we collected for this commission. I set down my bundle to buy bread so I wouldn't block anyone. I'm pretty sure it was around here somewhere. I don't even know what to say to you. Something this important. Don't panic. If we look carefully, we'll find it. You remembered now. This was the giant package that had accidentally bumped into you on the street. Shout out to them, hey, the package is over here. It's mine. I will be honest. Because we're charismatic. Well, I guess a lot of charismatic people are pretty dishonest, but whatever. Hey, the package you're looking for is over here. Thank goodness, finally found it. Without this, our performance this month would have been ruined. There's still time before month end. Even if we lost it, I could just hunt a few more monsters. You should rest more. No need to push yourself so hard. It sounds like they're pretty good partners. Maybe they're companions from the same guild? It's you! A soft, familiar voice spoke up, and you noticed the girl hiding behind the other two. She was looking at you with sparkling eyes, seemingly happy? Sorry for causing you trouble again. As if remembering something, she ignored her two bickering companions and pulled a purple crystal from her massive bundle. This is a crystal we picked up in the Eerie Lands. It should be worth something. Please, take it. She held the gleaming crystal in both hands and bowed deeply to you. This crystal certainly looked more valuable than the weird one that man gave you. Perhaps because you hesitated so long, the other two adventurers turned their attention to you as well. Consider it our thanks. You accepted the purple crystal. After packing up, the three adventurers left noisily. Seeing your gaze lingering on the three of them, the silent Lilith finally spoke up and interrupted your thoughts. Looks like you did another good deed, as expected of an adventurer, I suppose? Though, you're quite popular with the girls, aren't you? I just did what I should do. Is Lilith upset? I just did what I should do. Isn't returning lost items just the right thing to do? Besides, that package looked really important to them. Lilith nodded thoughtfully. That's true. You and Lilith left the alley and returned to the street corner. Nice. I'll check out the military camp since we unlocked it. I think we should just go straight to the Guild Service Center. After all, it's getting late and there's still a lot to do. Lilith doesn't seem to want to waste time elsewhere, but going to the service center isn't a priority for you. You don't know anything, don't remember anything. Where you go doesn't really matter, does it? I still want to check it out. After all, I don't remember anything. Maybe I can get some help at the military camp? Alright. I suppose a quick visit wouldn't hurt. After a brief moment of thought, the girl agreed to your choice. You've lost count of how many times she's let you do your own thing. Why is she being so nice to me? Strange question lingered in your mind, but even after eating a little, your brain was still running on low power. Without enough fuel, it's hard to drive this machine called brain. So you decided to focus on figuring out your next meal instead. I remember the military camp was around here. Maybe we could even score a hot meal. Wait a moment. You're going there like that? What do you mean? Her face twists into something between curiosity and gross. She pokes your armor like she's touching roadkill. You're all dirty right now. If you go there looking like this, they'll chase you away like a vagrant, you know? Only then did you notice your wretched appearance. Waking up from a corpse cart and fighting and fleeing all the way had left you covered in muddy stains. Blood had dried into blackish-brown clumps on the outer layer of your armor, making you look utterly disheveled. True, I've really made a mess of myself along the way. Wait, why are you so clean? Your voice carried disbelief. The girl still stood tall and poised, her clothes spotless, her exposed skin without a speck of dust. How on earth did she manage that? That's a girl's secret. Lilith placed a finger to her lips in a shushing gesture, then blushed slightly. Come on now, stop staring at me. I've got a great idea. Ta-da! Lilith produced a robe from somewhere. It felt strangely familiar. Isn't that the robe from that scammer earlier? Oh, now's not the time to be picky. Just put it on. Your armor couldn't come off just yet, but luckily the robe was roomy enough. With Lilith's help, you cinched it with a belt. Looked almost like a cape. Your filthy body now wrapped in the white robe, you transformed from a vagrant into a battle-worn, weary knight. Looking pretty dashing, just like a holy knight from the church. Alright, let's go. Lilith placed her hand on your shoulder and pushed you toward the military camp. The Griffin military camp is on the outskirts of Marigold Town. From a distance, you could see the tents of varying heights. Along the low outer wall, a squad of soldiers was marching into the distance, apparently on patrol. Military area, no unauthorized entry. You and Lilith turned toward the voice. The guard at the gate was striding toward you, and when his gaze fell on your robe, you saw him falter mid-step. Along with it, his expression softened considerably. Is there some official business that brings you to the camp, sir? I'm here looking for work. Looking for work? A confused expression appeared on the guard's face. Why would you come to the Griffin camp? You should go to Isaiah's Stone. Whether you're a pilgrim or a church official, you should register there first. Oh, register first. Register. Of course you're not any kind of official. These clothes were even stripped from a scammer. Unsure how to respond, you shot Lilith a pleading look, and she took the hint immediately. Here's what happened. This knight is a pilgrim from Radiant Fortress, traveling through the Forest of Silver Shallots, and I'm his attendant. We were attacked by monsters outside the city. Thanks to the goddess's protection, we survived, but all our luggage was lost in the fight. Lilith furrowed her brow slightly, as if genuinely worried about the non-existent luggage. This gentleman holds dear the honor of a knight and refuses to beg, hoping to earn his keep through honest work, but we... Could you spare some money? Even just a hot meal would do. We're really exhausted. I see. There have been rumors lately about scammers impersonating clergy in Marigold Town. That's a serious crime, and we're investigating it. The guard kept scrutinizing you. You stood tall, appearing calm, but your palms were already sweaty. Lilith, beside you, wore an awkward expression. However, with a lovely attendant like this lady accompanying you, your identities are beyond question. As for work, I'm sorry, but outsiders can't enter the camp. But I can't let you go hungry like this. Here, this is a small personal contribution. Please accept it. Things had come this far, so you had no choice but to play the aloof knight persona Lilith had improvised for you and accept the money pouch. Thank you for your generosity, sir. May Goddess Isaiah watch over you, sir. Thank you for your generosity, sir. The guard said nothing, but struck his chest with his right fist in a solemn military salute. Your guilt deepened a little more. You quickly pulled Lilith away from the camp. Once out of sight, you hurriedly tore off the robe. Lilith's face also showed an apologetic expression. That was way too intense. Sorry, I didn't know about that either. I just wanted to make you look better, but you did great just now. That last line was spot on. Maybe you used to be an actor or something? Maybe so, but let's not do that again. Alright. Time to go to the guild. With Lilith leading the way, something. Fuck. Yeah, I wish I could like look at the log or something. But I don't think they have a log like the first one. Huh? Lilith stared at the tightly closed doors of the service center with an incredulous expression. This look on Lilith was quite fresh. You watched with interest for a while. Sorry, I think we wasted too much time on the way. Service center's already closed. Clearly, Lilith's hope of registering as an official adventurer had been dashed. If we can't establish a guild, does that mean we'll have to sleep on the streets? Lilith mumbled something under her breath that you couldn't quite understand. I've done this so many times. Why do I still make mistakes like this? Then she let out a long sigh. That alley from earlier should do for one night. You might have a talent for being a vagrant, but open fires aren't allowed in town. If you want to warm up tonight, we better head to the Eerie Lands. Oh, that's the forest where we first met. Pretty memorable, isn't it? Memorable. You recalled the unforgettable experience of sharing a bed with corpses. Huh. Memorable indeed. I'm sorry, they might be running a bit late. That voice sounded somewhat familiar. You looked up and saw a girl not far away, bowing repeatedly to a tall, thin man. You remembered her, the smallest girl from the trio of adventurers you met at the street corner. Her name was Erin? Alas, young lady, the sun's about to set, and my precious goods are still in your friend's hands. Some rather important goods. I'd hate for your friends to fail this commission on time. That would be quite troublesome for me as well. Something must have happened on the way and delayed them. I'll go find them right now. Miss, you don't look well. Alright, let's wait here a little longer. Oh, you two adventurers over there. Maybe you'd been eavesdropping too close. The man finally noticed you. His slender body was hidden beneath a wide, finely tailored robe, his tone gentle and polite. A strangely dressed fellow, you couldn't help but think of street con artists. I'm not some street con artist, just a poor merchant waiting for my precious cargo to return. It was supposed to arrive before sunset, but now it's nowhere to be found. I believe it's probably stuck somewhere in the Eerie Lands. You two seem quite capable. Might I hire you to look into my cargo's whereabouts? His tone was full of helplessness. You stared at him, trying to read his emotions, but where his face should be was shrouded in darkness. Was there some strange magic in this place? How could everyone figure out what you were thinking? You! Ah! It's you! Will you take the commission? Please. My two friends are escorting the goods. They told me to wait here to receive them. I've been waiting so long, I'm worried something's happened. The Eerie Lands. There have been more monsters there lately, though none of them are particularly strong. Seeming to realize his sudden request was a bit unreasonable, the merchant slapped his forehead. If any kind soul is willing to help me, I'll offer them a small reward. The merchant held up one hand and waved it in front of you. 5 gold coins, 5,000 gold coins, a slap? A slap? Oh heavens, I don't have such peculiar tastes. And I trust you wouldn't either, right? It's 500 gold coins. 500 gold coins is quite a lot for this kind of commission. Besides, the Eerie Lands isn't that dangerous of a place. The gazes of both Erin and the strange merchant were fixed on you. You felt like you were carrying too much expectation. You were planning to go to the Eerie Lands anyway, just taking a look shouldn't cause any trouble. We'll help take a look. So, thank you so much. I'm sorry, I got injured on my last commission and can't move around too much. Alas, I should be thanking you. Miss, please don't go cutting into other people's conversations. Anyway, I leave my precious goods in your capable hands. With Lilith's explanation, you learned that the Eerie Lands was the name for the forest southeast of Marigold Town, also where you two first met. Lilith seemed particularly excited when mentioning this. Originally, there weren't many monsters here, but because of the spreading black mist, a lot of monsters from deep in the forest have moved this way. Black mist? You thought you finally had a chance to ask about this unfamiliar term. Why you kept forgetting to ask? Whatever, that's not important. You can think of it as a kind of virus. Once humans are infected by the black mist, they go mad, speak nonsense, and even become violent. I don't really know the details, but monsters infected by the dark mist are called shadow-touched monsters. These monsters are much fiercer than normal ones. If you get hurt by them, you could get infected too. Black mist. Somewhere in the depths of your memory, there seemed to be an image of such pitch-black, bottomless fog enveloping you. Seeing you maintain your silence, Lilith softened her tone. You don't need to worry too much, I can protect you. Well, my swordsmanship is pretty hard to match after all. Indeed, you'd seen Lilith's fighting style. Elegant, graceful, and explosively powerful movements. Though you hadn't seen other adventurers fight, you instinctively sensed that Lilith was probably a genius in
除了
combat.
哥布林之外，还是有蛮多魔物
Besides
生活在这
goblins,
里的。
there are quite a few other monsters living here. You nodded, like these adorable round monsters that had suddenly appeared before you and Lilith. Oh, it's a pouring. Damn. Okay, well with bleed it should die. How much damage does it do? Nice. Shadow Pierce. And then... Blade
下一个
Band.
是谁呢？
Your sword was covered in pouring slime. You gripped the hilt and shook it, trying to clean it off. The way you held your sword, the feeling of fighting alongside someone, and those two words lingering in your mind before you woke up. Morphean Paradox. Lilith, do you know about the Morphean Paradox? Lilith stared at you, lost in thought for a moment, then walked toward you. The shrinking distance made you instinctively step back. You stepped on a protruding rock and nearly
从最
stumbled.
开始你就在提这三个
You've
字
been
了
mentioning those 3 words since the very
你
beginning.
真的
Do you really
什么
remember
都不记得
nothing?
了吗？
You shook your head, confirming Lilith's question.
但你却记得逐梦是
But you do remember the Morphean
没关系。
Paradox.
我跟你
It's
保证
okay.
过的。
I promised you I'd help
会
you
帮你找到
find
主
the
角和
Morphean
你的记忆。
Paradox to recover your memories. Okay. Lilith took a step back, restoring the distance between you.
你
Hey,
别说
don't look so down. You may not
虽然你
remember
什么都不记
anything,
得了，
but you're still pretty
不过打
handy
起
at
魔
fighting
来
monsters.
却有一手呢。
Lilith said this while gently patting your shoulder. A somewhat familiar, high-pitched female voice cut into your
所以我们当
conversation.
初为什么要连夜赶
So
路啊？
why did we travel through the night again?
该死的波灵，从我们的货物上滚开！
Damn pourings, get off our cargo. Sounds like the adventurers escorting the cargo had run into trouble. Huh? The schedule was so tight, there was no way to reach town before dark without traveling through the night. If the delivery is delayed, those amber scales bastards will definitely put us on their scales and sell us by weight. Alright, one quick second here. Catching the keywords, you and Lilith exchanged a glance and hurried toward the source of the voices.
我新买的防具，
Ah, my new armor. It's all sticky and
好恶
gross.
心啊！
I'll buy you new ones later. Let's just focus on getting out of here.
我觉
Damn
得
it,
你也
the
站
cart's
住
stuck in the
不了
slime.
了
It won't move. Through the gaps in the trees, you could see a group of round monsters of various shapes making cute pouring sounds while mercilessly attacking 2 adventurers. It seemed you'd successfully completed the first half of the commission, but were you sure you wanted to rush out and help right now? Stay silent, wait and see, act, help them. No, let's just get right into it. The fighting's not hard, so... Seeing the 2 adventurers you briefly met before about to be defeated by the pourings, you didn't hesitate to raise your sword and charge forward. So fast that Lilith didn't even have time to say anything. Damn pourings, let go of that adventurer. Oh, maybe I messed up. Maybe not. Okay, we're just in battle. Pink Bolin. Right, range.
下一个是谁呢？
Get out of here. It heals?
下一个是谁呢？
Oh no, a miss. Should be it, yep. We had 23 and we did 32. The 2 rescued adventurers thanked you profusely, especially the male adventurer who grabbed your hand and shook it vigorously. I knew you were a good person. Thank you so much. You saved us from a beating. And from Lormac and me going bankrupt. By the way, I'm Ander, and this is Romark. If you ever need anything in Marigold Town, come find us. We'll definitely help. You explained the situation you encountered in front of the guild service center. I told you we were walking too slow. Aaron almost came looking for us. I don't have as much stamina as you. I've been working for a week straight. For the newest home magic gadgets. I'm fighting for our quality of life here. I know, I'll work hard too. Let's hurry and deliver the cargo. If we're not there by dark, they'll definitely dock our pay. Yes, you two saved us a huge amount in compensation. The Amber Scales merchant must be getting impatient. We should get going. You watch the two of them leave. Anyway, our first commission. I guess it counts as a commission? It went pretty smoothly. Before more monsters are attracted here, we need to leave quickly and find a place where we can make a fire. I can make you some special cuisine just for outdoor adventures. You hadn't walked very far before luckily finding a spot suitable for camping. This spot is good, sheltered from wind, has a water source, and we probably won't get attacked. We can rest easy for the night. She grinned and waved the pouring meat at you. Though meat was generous, it looked more like a lump of translucent jelly that probably wouldn't sit well. It's chewy and bouncy, soft yet resilient, and slides down your throat as smoothly as jelly. Trust me, once you've tried it, you'll never forget the sensation. Between the flickering flames, Lilith threaded the so-called pouring meat onto a whittled stick. Her movements were gentle, as if she were doing something very important. Because of your helmet's obstruction, you moved almost to the edge of the campfire to get a better view. Don't get so close, the smoke will get in your eyes. But I can't see clearly from far away. Is it because of the helmet? Then try taking it off? That makes sense, so you gently lift the helmet, trying to remove it. At that moment, a sharp tearing sensation rips through your neck. Intense pain made you break out in a cold sweat. You grabbed the helmet's edge, but even a slight tug sent a sharp tearing sensation through your neck. You had to abandon the idea. Are you okay? I'm sorry. I didn't know the helmet couldn't be removed. I'm fine, but strangely, I never thought about taking it off before. Normally you wouldn't feel a thing no matter how hard you fell, but right now the armor felt like part of your own flesh. Removing it forcibly would be like cutting off a piece of yourself. Then just keep wearing it. It's kind of fun, actually. Anyways, since we get along so well, how about we form a guild together? Form a guild together. With a guild, we can take on commissions and build our reputation along the way. Eventually, we'll get to know all kinds of people. That way, whether it's the Morphean Paradox or your memories, we'll track them down in no time. Plus, we need to earn money to eat, right? What do you think? The girl busied herself tidying up the campfire and monster remains, waiting for your answer. Her words are like a stone dropped into a well, sending ripples through your heart, but in the churning water, you can't find the answers you're looking for. Lilith doesn't push the subject, turning your gaze back to the campfire. Slime meat just needs a quick sear until the surface is charred, then it's ready to eat. It's like a soft-boiled egg, tender white, yolk just set. That's when it's the most delicious. Done. Here, give it a try. You look at the skewer of slime meat pushed into your hand, its surface charred black from the smoke. You haven't even eaten it yet, but you already feel like it's going to be hard to swallow. Let's try it. Thinking about your dream of becoming a great adventurer and the hardships you might face in the future, you steel yourself, close your eyes, and take a big bite of the slime. Your teeth meet slight resistance at first, then quickly break through with brute force, cutting through the semi-solidified texture and clamping together. You bit off a chunk of pouring meat, silky and jelly-like, without any help from your tongue. It melted on its own and slid down into your stomach. Other than the bland taste from lack of seasoning, you can hardly find any faults with it. The taste is actually pretty good. I knew you'd like it. With you and Lilith's combined effort, the last traces of the slimes in this world are soon wiped clean. The flames dance before your eyes, stretching and warping your and Lilith's shadows across the forest clearing. After a day's journey, weariness washes over you like a tide. Lilith wraps her thin cloak tighter and curls up like a cat afraid of the cold. Reach out, drape your cloak over Lilith, stay silent, keep watch quietly. Yeah, sure, why not? You unfasten your cloak and gently lay it over her shoulders. You moved quietly, but she seemed to sense something, murmuring softly. You leaned in, trying to catch her words. Morphean Paradox. Lilith buries her face into your cloak, and her voice fades away. firelight illuminates her unguarded face. Watching her sleeping features bathed in warm light, something in you stirs, as if brushed by a feather. Forming a guild with Lilith? Maybe? That's actually a pretty good idea. The night is long, and whether or not you reached out, this moment of silence and closeness has already seeped into the cracks of your memory. The flames still dance, and tomorrow is a new day. Alright, saving. We're probably going to stop here for now because there is no, like, pause menu. Okay, blood trickled down us. You look down in that pool of blood. You saw not only your blood stained helmet, but also a shadow standing behind you, appearing from nowhere. Alright, well, we'll probably continue this tomorrow, I'm thinking. Yeah, I really want to get through it. I know I haven't really been talking too much about the game itself because I've been really into it and there's so much reading to do. But I am really curious how things are going to go. I'm pretty sure that so far they only have chapter 1 done and like side stories for like 5 of the characters, which I'm assuming are the 5 that we saw in the intro. And it makes sense that a game called Morphean Paradox, Forest of Silver Shallots, would end up starting from the ending, which appeared to be how we went. I mean, dying at the hands of the heroes and then at the Dark Lilith and shit. I don't know. I'm really excited though. I'm really loving it so far. I really enjoyed the non-existence of you and me, so I figured I would really like this, which is part of why I ended up putting it off for so long, because I did buy it like 4 or 5 days after it launched, and that was like a month or so ago, a little over a month. Yeah, but really well done. It just seems unfortunate that there's like no menu, so I'm not able to actually like save or check things or change settings. Still really well done, and like I said, it's in early access, so there will be a lot more to come. Yeah, we'll continue this tomorrow. I'm probably going to end up doing a stream, another late night stream before I sleep. Thinking of playing some of like just a really relaxed type of game, cache cleaning simulator. I've been really enjoying that lately. I think I bought it yesterday and then put like 15 hours into it. Yeah, great stuff. So I kind of want to share that as well, even though there's not a lot that really happens. It is a lot of fun in a way and just a nice chill time. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, stopping here. Thanks to anyone and everyone who might have popped in. Take care, and hopefully we'll see you sometime later. Thanks again.